You're listening to Southampton's Voice FM. My name is Xan Phillips and welcome to Your Green Breakfast. Now, every 90 minutes, someone in the UK takes their own life. In Southampton, statistics show that of the men who died by suicide in the last 2 years, over half, 54%, were not known to mental health services. Southampton Football Club and Saints Foundation are teaming up this season to pilot a matchday mental health service, the Extra Time Hub. The club is one of 11 clubs funded by the Premier League to take part in their Together Against Suicide campaign during the 25-26 season. The aim is to raise awareness about this important issue and provide a service that offers help to supporters when they're most in need. One service in Southampton that has seen positive results is Andy's Man Club, a suicide prevention charity offering free-to-attend peer-to-peer support where it's okay to talk. Here to tell us more, it's Richard Chilcot. Richard, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's a pleasure. And it's a great motto, it's okay to talk, but I can imagine that for most men, they find it hard to talk. Is that what you try and solve at Andy's Man Club?
Absolutely. And yeah, one of the things we try and do is to try and break down that stigma so that people realise that actually it's all right. It's not anything to be frowned upon. If you need to talk, you need to talk. And that it's okay. So that's the most important thing.
Roughly, how many sessions does someone need before they feel it's okay to talk?
I've been with Andy's Man Club now since December 2022. In my experience, a lot of lads open up, if not right away, by the next session. So they come in, they don't always say a lot. But once they witness the rest of the chaps in the group talking, they realise actually, I can do this, I'm supported. And then they'll open up, and quite often, a couple of sessions maybe.
So is the hardest bit actually coming through the door?
I'd say so. So one of the things we do to try and help with that is when you come to one of our sessions, is we will have lads in our Andy's Man Club t-shirts and jumpers standing outside. And one of the things we try and do is greet you at the door so you're not making that first step alone. So you're supported right from the moment that you turn up. And we try and keep an eye out as well, because we do have some lads that will sit in their car and be too nervous. So we try and just keep that eye out to make sure that we don't miss anyone. We don't want to leave anyone behind. We want to support as many lads as we can. So yeah.
And do you notice a pattern amongst the people who come to you as to either why they feel so nervous about coming in, and also, of course, the reasons for coming in?
The reasons vary. A lot. In our club, we've got everything from chaps who are ex-servicemen who, as you can imagine, have some quite complex mental health conditions as a result, to lads who are going through separation and having to fight for to see their kids, and other lads who are low and don't necessarily know right. But the one pattern we do tend to see is when they walk through the door, they're heavy, they're beaten down. But when they're leaving, they look like they've got a weight lifted off their shoulder. Don't get me wrong, their problems are not solved. You know, we're not there fixing problems. But we're there supporting people through their journey, so that they know they're not alone, so that they know they've got a group full of like-minded chaps who will support them, pick them up as and when they're needed to.
I'm sure every journey that these brave souls take is, there's no set length. Everyone has their own time passage.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk us through the first meeting, second meeting, what exactly happens and how you help them to tell their story?
Okay, so every meeting is the same. And this is the same with whichever club you go to, whether it be one of the local ones down here or up in Scotland. When we come in, you're greeted the same as every time. Handshake, how you doing, my name's so-and-so, etc. We show them the most important thing, and that's where the tea and coffee is, and the biscuits. And then we go through how the sessions run. And basically what we do, we've got something called the talking ball. which is almost like a giant stress ball. I think it'd be the easiest way to describe it. And we all take it in turns. We start off by introducing ourselves and our positive reason for being there. And then we'll go on to how's your week, a positive from your week, and then the heavy one, which is something to get off your chest. And that's the one where people just open up, and that's when you have the really, really honest conversations, the really, really heartfelt, difficult things. We'll then have a break. Time depending, we'll have a break. And the break is really important as well. And I don't think a lot of people realise just how important that break is, because during that break, that's when the lads can actually make those connections, go, you know what, I've been there. This is what I did. This is how I overcome this struggle. And then we'll have 2 other random questions. And they're different every week. We find out on the Monday what those 2 questions are. And they can be anything from how do you make a cup of tea to if you're going to have a dinner party, which 3 celebrities, dead or alive, would you have there? And those are designed in such a way that you don't have that heavy emotion on you from the last lot of questions.
Some men find it difficult because they don't want other people to know what they're going through, and they don't want their friends to know, family to know. So how do you reassure them that everything that's said in the room is in confidence? So
as a facilitator, one of the things I'll do during the session, once everyone's sat down, we're listening, before we start, we'll set out the clear guidelines, the rules. Everything that is said within that circle stays within that circle. Nothing gets said outside. The only time we would break that confidence is if we feel that somebody is at risk for themselves or at risk for somebody else, or a criminal matter is discussed. But apart from that, no, it doesn't leave the room.
That's reassuring, because for some people it's quite embarrassing having issues, but it's far better to have issues than to take that final step and commit suicide.
100%.
So where does Andy's Man Club meet?
So we have got well over 300 clubs nationwide. So the best place would be is to check on our website, because they've got an interactive map, you can work it out. But locally here, we've got one which is down Clovelly Road. And we've also got one in Eastleigh, which is the one I'm the lead for in Eastleigh, which is at Places Leisure. And then we've got other clubs in Fareham, Gosport, Portsmouth, all those sort of areas as well.
And roughly how many men are you helping out at the moment?
So, obviously I can only speak for our club. We typically have between 30 to 35. The highest we've ever had through the door is 40 on a Monday night. But the numbers are staggering. The nationwide numbers are staggering.
Any idea why it's so high?
Life pressures, I think. I think there's a lot of pressure on men for whatever reason to try, and it could just be men doing this, it could be anything, try to be the breadwinner, the strong one, all those typical stereotypes that have always been throughout life. And I think that might be why. And now men are realising, actually, we are being heard. It's okay to talk. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's not something to be frowned upon. If anything, being able to talk and get those things off your chest is a strength. That should be celebrated and should be encouraged.
Well, that's wise advice. So, Richard Chilcot, thank you very much for talking to us, and we wish you the best of luck for you and your team at Andy's Man Club.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Voice FM.